Yesterday I was dragged pale kwa stage Super Metro pale archives. And I'm still surprised. I still can't comprehend it because I've always thought something like that would never happen to me. Or if something like that would happen to me, actually it would never work. If it were not for me to be helped by one of the conductors for Super Metro or me acting quick, I would have actually been robbed or lost all my belongings that day. So I had just come from a certain political event. It was in the afternoon. And I was going to take a matatu from archives to Thika. So at that time, it's the afternoon, so not so many people are coming from town going to Thika. So there was no line at that time. So people were just casually standing. So I was also amongst them, and we were waiting for a matatu to come to take us to Thika. So I was on a phone, taking a call from someone. Then all of a sudden, I had just finished my call. Then someone came up to me. Then that person shook my hand. So after he shook my hand, he started talking, but he was talking in a very low voice, so I could not hear him. And I'm also tall and he was a little bit shorter. He was an old man. I believe he was in his 60s. So I leaned slowly to listen to what he was saying. And while he was talking to me, now I'm beginning to get that after I was dragged. While he was talking to me, there was a certain bad smell from his voice. There was a certain stench from his mouth. So at that point, he did not even clock to me because he was old. I actually thought that was just something to do with bad breath, or maybe the person was actually drunk. So immediately the person shook my hand and asked me, "Where is HH Towers?" And definitely it was just across the lane, across the avenue there. And I told him it is just right there. But immediately that guy was just leaving. Something was happening. A few minutes after that guy was leaving, I was just standing there waiting for the matatu. I started losing consciousness. I started feeling like a certain thing has kicked inside my brain, something very strong. And all of a sudden, I'm going from a person who was very strong at that time to someone who's feeling very sleepy and someone who's feeling very dizzy. So at that moment, I stood there and I was feeling like, oh, maybe I'm not feeling well or something. So immediately, I look at my back. There was someone who came to closely stand at me. And remember, I was standing somewhere far away from the people who were waiting for the bus. So that person was standing at my back and I looked at him. And it looked so awkward why this person was coming up to me. And it seems like the person was starting to feel like he wanted to initiate a conversation with me. So immediately, I was also looking at that guy. I started losing consciousness. I cannot get a hold of myself. I'm starting to feel very sleepy. And also my leg are starting to feel very wobbly. I can no longer stand. So that is when I now realized I've actually been dragged. So immediately I'm losing consciousness and I cannot even stand. I walk up to the conductor and I tell him, I have been dragged. In fact, while I'm telling him I cannot even get a hold of myself, I feel like I'm literally stumbling. I feel like I almost want to fall down. I feel like that drag really took a hold on me. So I tell the conductor, I have been dragged. Kindly just help me, I've been dragged. So what happens? I give the conductor my phone and he willingly takes it. And in fact, the conductor was very nice and he tells me things like this happening. In fact, he was aware. So while I was walking up, in fact, I followed the conductor to a certain alley. You know, there were not so many matatus at that time. And while I was talking to that conductor, I could see that the guy who had stand in front of me after the other guy had left was actually looking at me. In fact, he followed me because he thought I was maybe boarding the matatu. So I was feeling so bad and the conductor saw my condition and he decided, okay, let me take this guy to hospital. And he took me to the nearest hospital. There's a healthcare clinic called Bliss. It is just around archives there. So he took me to the hospital there and he also gave my phone and he instructed, you know, one of the guards and also the nurses that, you know, this guy has been dragged, kindly look out for him. So the nurses told me that, you know, it's not a must for me to be getting medication or anything. The feeling will just, you know, wither away and I would feel good. So I had to go there and stay for about an hour. And while I was staying there for an hour, I even got more sleepy and I even got more dizzy. So I took some energy drink and I was also given some pills. So I started feeling well, and that is when I decided now, okay, I still need to leave. I cannot stay here longer for more than 2 hours. After 1 hour, I decided now to go back to the matatu. So that conductor was so nice. Even after seeing me, he decided, okay, you'll not sit at the back. Maybe these guys are still following you. He decided to put me at the front seat with the driver. Akanikalisha hapo kwa dere, ndo tukakaa huko kwa dere. But even after we started now leaving, I still felt so dizzy. I still felt so sleepy. I remember I slept from Roysambu all the way to Juja. I still could not feel myself. Like there was that feeling of tiredness so much. So I went home. I ate and everything. And I decided to share this with my contacts, especially on my WhatsApp status. I told them the story of how I've been dragged. And surprisingly, most people have actually experienced this. Somebody even told me at that exact point, hapo kwa Super Metro, he experienced the same thing. Somebody shook his hand. Somebody talked to them with a very bad smell. And somebody who was at his back went and sat with him at the same seat. And he felt so dizzy, slept all the way, and that person went away with his laptop, his phone, and his wallet. He cannot even remember how that guy was able to even search through him. I went and posted the same thing on my IG stories. Numerous number of people have told me that they have experienced this thing. So there was one particular who was telling me that he experienced this thing in another place, that is Waiyaki Highway. And he told me that that thing is called, I don't know, the breath of death. Like they would talk to you and they would make sure that smell reaches to your mouth. So immediately it reaches to your mouth, it would kick in for you. And surprisingly, I'm being told that those people have an antidote for that drug that they use. So one person would take the drug, come talk to you, drag you, go away and take the antidote, while another person would come and look out for your next movement, or maybe try to initiate a conversation and maybe, steal from you while you have lost that consciousness. Are you getting me? So I'm really telling most of the people, and I'm really creating awareness on this, is that if you are in town, the best thing to do is to avoid shaking the hands of people. But sometimes it might be hard, especially for a guy like me. I meet people in town who always tell me that maybe I've seen you online, I like your TikTok videos, trying to shake my hand. So I cannot avoid that. But if you, by any chance, you shake someone's hand, or maybe you talk to someone and you feel like there is a certain awkward or bad odor or smell from their mouth, and immediately after that bad smell you start feeling bad, talk to the immediate person and tell them expressly that you have been drugged. Because you do not know what happens. Immediately that drug starts kicking in and one of the people starts talking to you, you might not be able to save yourself. Tell the nearest person that I have been drugged, and let them help you, let them take your belongings, and let them take you maybe even to the nearest hospital, or maybe somewhere far away. And also to the people who are boarding a matatu in maybe Archives or any other place, if that thing happens to you, of course the feeling might go away, but just make sure that you sit at the front with the driver. You can inform the conductor so that he can facilitate that. Or maybe while you're going to sit with someone who is not following you. Just make sure it's another person, not the person who you think was following you. And in fact, my friend was also telling me he experienced the same thing, but inside the car. The person talked to him closely and he could feel the smell. So immediately he felt it was awkward. He decided to alight that person. So take that precaution. I'm still shocked. I'm still surprised at this. I never actually thought this thing can happen to me. And it has really shocked me. I really feel like I'm still trying to process that feeling. But in Nairobi, you have to be careful. Watch out, guys.